Good evening. My name is Ball Saltman, and I serve as the senior rabbi at Temple Beth-El in Providence. At Temple Beth-El, our community is defined by and often shaped by the words of the Torah, the 5 books of Moses. Indeed, one of the most important verses from the book of Leviticus teaches us, quote, "You shall not insult the deaf or place a stumbling block before the blind." So naturally, our rabbis ask, why would this verse be included in the Torah? After all, no one would do such a thing. The answer, of course, is no one would consciously make life more difficult for the deaf or the blind. The problem is that our society often makes life more difficult, more taxing, and more onerous for those whose lives are already burdened, for those whose daily lives are already challenged by the indignities of poverty, illness, disability, racism, and bigotry. When the already vulnerable feel the sting of society's harsh judgment, we do insult the deaf, we do place a stumbling block before the blind. For many people in this room, myself included, gender identity is simply a given, an identity I take for granted, an identity with almost no psychic costs, but which provides an almost never-ending flow of benefits. But for many others, gender identity has been and continues to be a source of pain and dis-ease. The sadness and the sense of alienation is even more profound during adolescence, as it is a time when there's virtually no separation between one's body and one's sense of self. These proposed rules, which are designed to ensure that our most vulnerable students are free from discrimination, bullying, taunting, and other forms of harassment, prohibit us from placing even greater stumbling blocks in front of those who are least able to avoid them. And for those who claim that transgender or gender-nonconforming students will exploit these rules in order to act as locker room or bathroom voyeurs, it is safe to say that you have never been around these students. You have never witnessed the pain and struggle, the loneliness and isolation, the harassment. No, I should get extra time. Harassment and fear is a daily part of these young people's lives. With the implementation of these rules to ensure that our schools are free of harassment and bigotry, we will be modeling the kind of behavior we want to instill in our children. To welcome the stranger, to be just and merciful to our neighbor, and by recognizing the most vulnerable in our community, making sure that we don't add to the many stumbling blocks they must avoid just so they might have the balance and stability to stay upright, stay on their feet. Thank you for your time.